and welcome from the Long Island Top Studios. For those on YouTube, this is the Home Turf. This is Home Turf Radio right here on YouTube. Also, simulcast on X Spaces as we welcome you to July 4th, 2025, Independence Day, 249th. 1 year until 250th. The big 250. What a rocky road, folks. We want you to be a part of this, and don't forget to use the comment section every time and say this is the inept clown. I want this to say, I'll say this up front. This has got to be the most inept organization I have ever seen. According to HuffPost, the inept clown signs cruel tax cut and spending bill with major cuts to Medicaid. That's right, folks. Get ready to have your grandpa kicked out of the nursing home. Have your day. Say goodbye to grandma. She's going to be on the street. Donald Trump signed his so-called big, beautiful bill into law, crystallizing a major legislative victory for his administration that will save millions of Americans nationwide. Tell ya, this is the inept clown at work. This is the inept house at work because they are the ones who signed it. They sent it. I said this publicly. I think this isn't for hardworking people. As I predict about it, Mike Johnson had the goal to say the one big beautiful bill wasn't written for the Democratic Party, the elites, or the media. It's for hardworking Americans. Democrats are focused on performing. Republicans are focused on results. That's BS. You know what happened? A lot of people raked him to the coals. He said, one of them said, you are the spawn of Satan. As a so-called Christian, you should be called Judas. You sold the American people out for a few pieces of silver. True point. It said and Ana Braga, they said it's totally for the elites. It extends tax credits to millionaires and billionaires. Congratulations to that. It is. And then this is when I thought to me, Republicans are focused on establishing a plutocratic, catastrophic dictatorship and on results that harm Americans by giving welfare to the rich. They have no plans to improve and modernize our country or to ensure liberty, equality, fairness, and freedom. This guy wanted to sell his soul to the devil. This guy pretty much a lot. And I wrote this when he said that. The one big beautiful bill wasn't written for hardworking Americans, poor people, or middle-class folks. It's for the greedy people with big interests and fatter wallets. People lose their Medicaid and a lot more when you stop listening to your constituents. And I said the three words that every congressman, every senator should fear come 2026. You are done. That's right. You are done. You sold us out. You lied to us. And you sold us out, and you showed me that you have a big, are very, very insignificant, very suffering. They're going to line up your own pocket, line up your own money. That makes it, that makes you bigger. That makes you bigger. Holy shit, man. I said, and this is, although, as we have seen, the government will continue to lie to us. It's just very disappointing. I agree with that. They will continue to lie to you. They will make you. Suffer a bit more. They're saying it's short term when people know it's bullshit. And I feel that, yeah, it's where I stand. The plan going forward, when it comes right down to me, I think I said it. It speaks volumes. I said this with every fiber of my being. Ensure that every politician should stand up for the working class, the middle class, and people who suffer from homelessness and other adversities. I see a guy on a wheelchair, and he's like rolling down around Breathley Street, and it makes me heartbroken. I see somebody who's pretty much sleeping underneath the George Washington Bridge. No home, nowhere to go. Cold, hot and humid during the summer, sweating in the summer, freezing cold in the winter. But tell those politicians who listen to lobbyists instead of your constituents, and tell them, you are done. We're done. We're done with the lies and deceit. We are done playing games with our wallets. We are done with the foolishness. It's the only way to make change work. I said, you are done. You are practically done. When I said that, you could say, yeah, well, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think we should say, yeah. I think we fear it. I think we can all understand one thing. He's cutting Medicaid by $625 billion. He cuts that by $300 billion. Cut the student aid by $351 billion. Triple the budget for ICE. Greenlight the sale of public lands. Ban state-level AI regulation for 10 years. Repeal clean energy programs. Divert funding from public schools. Increase overall deregulation. Give the inept clown full power to censor nonprofits, block access to Planned Parenthood, take $50 billion for federal workers, defund the CFPB. Yes, the CFPB. And if you don't know what that is, the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Donald Trump has a lot of power, a lot of idiocy, and roof accesses on gun silencers, and a whole lot more. And people are, and we are suffering for it. We're suffering for it. That bill is absolutely bullshit. And the fact that what's in it makes you question the insanity. People say, all we're doing is fear-mongering, which is essentially hurting your own people. It's pretty sad. Well, it's not fear-mongering if you know it's fucking well, if you know that people are going to be under the devil's Medicaid, People have to sign up. Now we have to sign up for Medicaid. And I will say this up front. That's pretty much something. I say, Medicaid is cut from people who aren't eligible. However, and there's a percentage of people that get up our butts and walk around and get a job. But here's the problem. I think okay, here's the problem with people with high functioning autism and ADHD can't hold a job at a local convenience store. People know that. It's the walking joy of life. I say, what's my disability? It's the Asperger's. I have Asperger's syndrome, diagnosed since around 92. I have the records to prove it. It's like difficult to find a job, let alone a high-paying one. You can't find when you have these kind of disabilities. You have to have certain situations where you can say, "Oh, we know your disability. We know what's wrong. We know what's wrong." And when we look at it from top to bottom, it's just sad. It's just sad to say, yeah, we are in a time where Donald Trump is an idiot. Donald Trump is becoming more of an idiot. He said, okay, and we're suffering for it. How much more do people have to suffer? How much more does people have to suffer? People don't like to talk about the headline. We need to talk about the bill. And this is and yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to talk about it. And I say this up front. It's just devastating for millions of Americans. And that is annual White House 4th of July picnic. The richest guy in the world, in office, mind you, said this is a triumph of democracy on the birthday of democracy. And I have to say, the people are happy. Did you ask people what's in the bill? Did you ask people, do you like the bill? Because they're probably cutting Medicaid from people who needs it. He said and he called it the most popular bill ever signed in the history of the United States, adding that America is winning like never before. Even the New York Post had a headline, had the front page, tired of winning yet? I mean, nobody wants to see the guy fail, but it's obnoxious and humiliates people. Mike Johnson and John Thune managed to deliver the legislation to Donnie Boy's desk out of the self-imposed July 4th deadline, as almost every GOP lawmaker who had expressed reservations about the John bill fell in line. That tells you right there that the inept clown has some pull. That shows you that the inept clown has some leverage. Does that make you feel bigger than that or better than that? Holy mackerel. I can't imagine. He said, okay. He said, the people of the United States, he said, in his platform, social media platform, will be safer and prouder than ever before. But where are we going to get the money? That 900-page document, though, extends the tax cuts this guy passed during his first term in office for wealthier households which were due to expire this year, is part of making over $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid that are expected to result in about 12 million Americans losing their health insurance by 2034, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. The legislation will slash food assistance for low-income people and children by $285 billion and put both nursing homes and rural hospitals at serious risk. It will also make it harder for people to qualify for federal student loans. And I got a niece who's going to go to college. And that says a lot. And now Trump is set to get more money to execute his cruel immigration policy, according to HuffPost, with immigration authorities set to receive $150 billion, including $45 billion for new detention centers and $29 billion for new immigration and customs enforcement agents. That's a lot of money. Of course, the inept clown's sweeping domestic policy bill is expected to increase the national debt by $3.3 trillion in the next decade, the CBO said, exposing the GOP's hypocrisy on fiscal responsibility concerns. Do you realize what you have done, Mike Johnson? You added more to the debt. Is cutting Medicaid worth it? Is getting more money in your pocket worth it? You sold us out for 30 pieces of silver. And the Dems believe that some of the unpopular elements of the bill could help their performance in the upcoming 2026 midterm elections, seizing the opportunity to create a contrast with the GOP, as a recent Quinnipiac University poll showed just 29% of Americans support the legislation. 29% support that legislation. But Republicans appeared to realize the political risk at hand and made sure the Medicaid won't take effect until late 2026. Just said that's pretty much says it a lot. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who broke the record for the longest speech in the lower chamber's floor ahead of the vote, he earned my respect that day, warned that people will die as a result of the bill, decrying it as an all-out Republican assault on health care. I'll say this. Despite Jeffries' calls on Republicans to join Democrats in opposing the legislation, only 2 GOP members, with Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania and Thomas Massie of Kentucky, ended up opposing the bill in the final House vote on Thursday. Just 3 Senate Republicans, Tom Tillis, Susan Collins, and Rand Paul, voted no in the upper chamber's vote earlier this week. Of course, before he spoke about the bill, the inept clown rambled about how great America's military is, claiming at its highest enlistment numbers and how his last 6 months in office has been the most successful 6 months for a president ever. Wow, Donald. Wow. He said, our country is more proud right now than it has ever been in many, many years. We have pride, we have dignity, and you sold it for extra bucks. I mean, the guy is a top hat and a twirling mustache away from being a stereotypical villain. Not those cool ones, mind you. Those cheesy Saturday morning cartoon villains who punches babies, kicks dogs, and burn down the orphanage for a few extra bucks. Wow. I put all that money on that. I am surprised. I am shocked. Somebody ask me what is going on with this insane, inept man. I have to. Did somebody tell me what is going on with this man? Can somebody in the right mind say, yeah? I pretty much said it. It's pretty much says it. I can't imagine just how far we have come to put out the insane asylum. Let's just say this. Medicaid covers 41% of births in America. That's a common tweet just read right now. And this would have been, and I will say this. I am very upset, and I agree with people. I'm very sad, and I'm pretty much the maddest person in the room right now. Here's my take on what's happening right now. My mom, who was pretty much the educated person in the room, up until she passed away in 2005. I'm pretty much saying this. This tweet from came to my attention. 23 girls have been reported missing from the Christian summer camp Mystic. It offers an all-girls Christian private camp because it's located in Huntington, Texas, and as known as Texas Hill Country. And as I sit here with my thoughts on one side of the politician, in the said, my prayers, my thoughts at this time. I can't imagine being this angry. I can't imagine being this angry in my life. Angry. My mom has been if anybody said to me, Matt, you got to be honest about it. My father, I wish that is my dad. I just wish that my dad would be here. He would have taught me everything he needed to know about humanity and something like that. I think of what I believe in and how but back to what I'm about to say. According to one of my it says no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. We're taking out of that big bill on that big bill. It's like it's not because now it's a deduction at a cap of $25,000. No tax on Social Security, $6,000 now. With a low income cap. I am going to say this. I'm pretty much going to say, yeah, well, I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to sit here and say, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to politics, when it comes to talking about politics. I will say this. I am not one to say, yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly because I believe in and then there's like, okay, I'm an idiot. I'm a moron. I believe in humanity. But I sure as hell do not believe in stupidity. I will sit here as I sit here and do shows like this. I am pretty much honest. I think that I don't want to talk about it, and I don't talk about this. If I'm just here I am celebrating Independence Day, doing podcasts and doing stuff like this. It says a lot. It says a lot to sit here and do this like an hour or so a day, or at least a few hours of my time, and say, "Yeah, are you gonna be okay, man? Are you gonna be okay? Yeah, I'm gonna be okay." It's a part of me that values the integrity of being a different person. And I say, yeah, I just don't like to say, okay, I don't like to agree on things. I don't like to believe in certain things. Because I'm very honest and I'm very honest. I'm very honest and very open. I am not proud. I'm not a proud for safe to say I'm not a proud person. It's a complete understanding. If my mother was here to this day, yeah, she would have said to me, yeah, be happy. Be a happy person. Be something you want to be. Be the opposite of people. Be the opposite people who listen to it. And as I sit here, watch it, talking about this, I do not demonize the American flag. I have grown up in a family of hardworking blue collar family. There are times when people say, "Oh, when people hate white. Oh, you hate people. Oh, you hate white people." No, I don't. No, I don't. I really don't hate people. When they spew racist stuff, that's when I am. When that's sick of. That shows me, yeah, I don't want to be around you. I have a problem with religion. I don't have a problem with religion. I'm a Christian person. That's advertised to this day. That's still advertised to this day. That's still, and everyone knows that. And everyone knows that. And everyone knows that. And when it comes to men and women sports, I can't even stomach it. I can't even acknowledge. I can't even stomach it right now. That's an embarrassment to this business. And to be honest with you, you can hate what you want. You can say what you want about me, but when it comes right down to it, and what I do, I don't change for anybody. I put my humanity over. I put my humanity over insanity. If we are creative towards people, if we hate ourselves to the sake that, yeah, maybe we could do something better. Maybe we could be good human beings. Because every day I look at myself and say, you know what? My mom's right. My mom's right. There are people in this world that think less of themselves. I go around and speak out for against insanity, insane people. Please, and my mom, who's a thinker, since 1990, since the beginning of 19 in the 90s, who grew up in a civil rights era. And I still have the thinking part of who I am and what I think. And if you realize how upset I can be when it comes right down to it, it's called my psyche. It's what's in my psyche is a different beast. And then people talk, and people will say that about me. We'll talk about me in a bad light, but I don't really care. My life, I will say this, and I'll say this with every fiber of my being. I believe in humanity. It's not, I don't say it's not all black and white, or all we're black and white, or yellow, or what have you. There's one race that I belong to, and a lot of people will admit, and a lot of people will say this, and a lot of people will agree with me. I'm for the human race. I agree with, and I agree, and I don't have to agree with people. I don't have to. I don't sit there and say, yeah. Only my life. Like I say, yeah. I pray for my father. I pray for my mother Barbara, and my little brother Stephen, and my older sister Melissa. I pray for my brothers Tony and Corey, my adopted brothers. My adopted sister Christina. We have to, and I always say to I pray, and I always pray for my family. Say what you want about me. Say what you want about me. I am a different beast when it comes right down about humanity. I am a different beast when it comes right down to it. And I just sit here pondering what to do about everyday life. What to do about what I can do to help people make the most of it. You would ask me, you would say to me, I don't know what you'll say to me. I don't know what you'll say. And I'll say this. Some people say I'm not a proud person. You can say what you want about me. You can say what you want about anybody. You don't have to say, you don't have to say, I don't have to say anything about myself. So up front, and you can say what you want about me. I might talk. I'm just sitting here talking so much, so hard for like what? I lost like 44 minutes right here on that right here on Spaces, 35 on YouTube. You could tell how hard it is to speak do the show by myself. Truth of the matter is, I don't really understand the use of my humanity or the use of my stupidity. My mind differs from time to time. And I have faith in what I believe, in what I do. If you look at what I said, and you can say what you want about me. Am I my own worst enemy? Or am I my own worst friend? Because when you say something like this, he's called. He was on the day before this, before he signed this bill. HuffPost wrote this. He didn't get into the holiday spirit when it came to us, Democrats, at least, during a speech on the eve of the 4th of July holiday. He's like a supportedly bipartisan Salute to America event, the year-long celebrations of 250 years since America's founding. I mean, he declared his utter contempt for those across the political aisle. I can't believe what I'm hearing. This man had the little dick to just say, I hate you. They hate me. I hate you. But in all fairness, it shows me how stupid you are, how idiotic you are, how ungrateful you are to be an American. I am surprised that this clown walks around acting like a complete idiot. And you could say, yeah, Matt, why are we defending this man? And it shows me we hate you. Say, oh, we hate this guy. Here's a little bit. Here's what he said. Because this guy shows me that he is content. He is full of contempt. If you don't believe me, take a listen to this. I mean, is this a man who's pretty much in full character? Or a man who's pretty holds us in contempt?
I want to thank Republican congressmen and women because what they did is incredible last night. And the Senate, the Republican Senate, we got, not with all of the things we did with the tax cuts and rebuilding our military, not one Democrat voted for us. And I think we could use it in the campaign that's coming up, the midterms, because we got to beat them. But all of the things that we've given, and they wouldn't vote only because they hate Trump. But I hate them too, you know that? So it's sort of, I really do. I hate them. I cannot stand them because I really believe they hate our country. You want to know?
Oh my God. Oh my God. For someone to flat out say, oh, I hate you. Guess what? We hate you. We literally hate you. It's like DeAndre Jordan in that TV series called Clip, when Donald Sterling was saying, "People love me. I'm not a racist. My players love me." And he went out and said, "We hate you. We literally hate you." It's that's the shock. Guess what? We hate you too. Critics on social media slammed him as a small, hateful man and ascribed it. He flat out, this is a shock to me. This man hates everybody. He's the first president in American history who not only refuses to unite the country, he doesn't even pretend to try. He's shown me he is that inept. He is that inept. And people are being led to the insanity of this clown. I cannot believe it. That's all fraud, waste, and abuse, This guy's the idiot. This guy is a complete clown. It's a fraud, wait. But then he doesn't even pretend to try. He's an idiot. A shocking moment. He declares that he is unable to be a president for all Americans as he hates Democrats. I hate Trump. I hate him. I really do. I hate him. I can't stand him. Small, hateful man. And another one, I gotta say that for a president to say that he hates more than half the country on the eve of Independence Day is truly freaking disgusting. And what a way to unify the country, Donnie. What a way to do it. And this is not hyperbole. Y'all support those who support this shit. Here we have a president of the United States saying he hates American citizens. Doesn't matter what the political belief is. This is unreal. And then another one, the current president of the United States of America feels comfortable stating in public that he hates roughly half of the electorate. Happy 4th of July, I guess. Jeez, this guy's a complete idiot. And I feel bad for everyone. Also, imagine if, and this is good. Also, imagine if Biden went on stage and said he hated half the country. Fox News would have milked that for a month. I'll bet the house on that one. And this is another one. I very am surprised. We took the priceless gift of American freedom, the sacrifices of those before us, the lofty ideals this nation was meant to aspire to, and flushed it all down this foul man's golden toilet. A selfish, ignorant, foolish act which will leave a jagged scar for years ago. My God, he just told us he hates me. You have a sitting president flat out saying he hates me because I hate him. My God. Everyone say, yeah, you suck. Yeah, let's just say he sucked. Yeah, he sucked. But at least he's not a bad guy. We don't want to see him fail. Dude doesn't even try to unify America with his own insanity. Sam, thanks, Donnie. I feel bad. I'm fucking bad too. This man doesn't even try. And I can't. I just can't. I'm speechless. I really don't know what to say. I really don't. I really don't. I just don't. I'm just pissed that I was. You just. I mean, for Mike Johnson to flat out say, yeah, hey, the Republicans are focused on results. When you have a president who hates the half of the country, Mike Johnson is a fucking idiot. Mike Johnson is nothing more than a puppet. I'm just upset right now. I really, really can't even. I really, really don't know how to say. I can't. I can't say. I can't say this shit enough. I don't know what to say. Just say I'm sorry, and just say, yeah, man, I'm sorry. It hurt. Just say, yeah, we don't. I don't hate everybody. I really don't. It just makes me sick to have a president who just flat out hate me. He hates half the electorate. What do you want me? What do you want me to say? What do you expect me to say? I can't even imagine being this angry. I can't even imagine being this upset. And if this is the way we look at it from one end of the spectrum, one end of the situation, and you go out there in front of people, thousands of people, and telling you they hate me, I hate them too, I really do, I hate them. I'm just sad. I really don't know what to say. I really don't. I just don't have. I might have, but here's what I'm going to close out: be a good human being. Always be kind. Do good. That's all you need to do. And for those on YouTube, I am signing off. I'll see you next time.